When I first went in, it was kind of scary at first because then I know what was it all about and stuff and how it worked. But I got placed in there for the first time before I became a sophomore in high school, and it took me a while to get to the swing of things, to get into their structure, and to get into all the rules and regulations of their household.
There are times when it was like until I was 18, then I get to talk to my mom a lot. But before, there was set rules on me from like the system and everything else.
Well, there was separation from biological kids and foster kids. We were on 2 different floors of the house. The fridge, we couldn't have access to it unless it was time to eat. We couldn't really talk to my mom, and as well as my brother got kicked out, and so me and him weren't together. There was always a lot of things that she would go and do with her kids, and we would be with like a babysitter. She had us with a babysitter even though we were in our teens, and it just didn't feel like she tried to make us part of a family. Once in a while we would go to the beach like as like a family type of thing, but it was always her kids were doing, you know, other things. We can't sleep over at other people's houses. She has to, you know, contact the parents, contact our social worker, all of that stuff. So it was like just one big screening process, and we could never do any things that her kids were able to do. So it really kept that distance between, you know, biological and foster kids.
I never felt at home with my first placement as a foster kid. One of the things that was really weird for me was that they ate cereal in the morning. Coming from a Chinese cultural family, I mean, we eat rice or saimin in the morning for breakfast. And I remember asking them, or asking my social worker if I could eat saimin, and they had denied me of that. And so I felt very out of place. I really felt that they didn't respect my culture. They didn't really see me as an individual. And that really made me feel out of place and not normal in that sense.
One Thanksgiving, the foster kids, including myself, had to sit down on the smaller table, and her biological family and friends were sitting down on the bigger table. And they had continuous access to the food, and we only had the one plate she had made for us. And after we were sent to our rooms to just sit there and kind of just wait, and it made me feel like I wasn't a part of the family.
Like I remember going to Costco once with one of my foster parents, and I had my brother with me, and they asked her, oh, hey, are these your children? She goes, no, these are my kids. Those are my foster kids, you know, just to have someone kind of feel ashamed of you or doesn't want to own you as their own family. It's disheartening, and it makes us, I think, it makes us feel worse that we're already foster kids through no fault of our own, and have someone reject us again.
You know, it was very restrictive, and it even goes into doing sports after school, where it would have to go with her plan. So I wanted to do paddling, and you know, there would be times where she couldn't pick me up either. So it's just like I have to find a ride, and if I couldn't find a ride, then she would get upset about that.
There was a list of rules that was on your door. There was like 24 of them. I remember that they would say things like lights out at 9 o'clock or no eating after dinner, and they would even lock the fridges at one point in time.
I felt like I had a decent amount of freedom. You know, I was expected to follow the household rules. I would have to do chores every day. You know, Sunday through Friday, it would take like 15 minutes to do chores. And on Saturday, it would take like 2 hours. But, you know, I felt like I learned that it was a part of life. You know, I was able to go surfing on the weekend as long as we finished our chores. And roughly once a week I would cook in the household, so that taught me how to cook, essentially.
She let me go out and hang out with my friends, which was a big deal to me because I hadn't really hung out with my friends since I had been in foster care for the year that I was there. And so she let me have a cell phone, and I was able to now get in contact with my friends. She let me work. So she put a lot of trust in me, and she gave me a lot of responsibility, and it taught me a lot, so.
Before I aged out of foster care, my foster mom really encouraged working. She believed in earning, us young people earning our own money. So we know the value of money, how to manage our own money and things like that.
One foster family that I went with, that they were just great. They were really great people. They made me feel really, really, really normal. I was able to participate in marching band. I had a cell phone, I had a computer. They, at one point in time, tried to help me get my license, but the social worker didn't allow it. But they would fight for everything that I kept telling them that I wanted. And it was great because I actually felt like they loved me as their own. And they didn't have any kids. So to go from a home where I wasn't in someone's family to being accepted and knowing that someone cared for me was just an awesome feeling.
I went with them my sophomore year, and they really pushed me to like do clubs, do like some kind of sport to get me out, and I didn't really have a lot of friends, so I would just come home and just stay in my room, watch TV and stuff, and they wanted me to get like more active and go out more, and you know, so they were able to help me do soccer and get money for like the shoes and the ball and the, you know, shin guards and stuff. And with clubs, I was in about 5 clubs, and they were like taking me to the, you know, if we had like the community service, like we'd go to the beach and she'd drop me off no problem, take me to practices and watch my games. It was really cool.
Hanging out with friends, spending time with family if that's allowed. Just getting to actually do regular teen things helps quite a bit in social structure, life, and all that. When I hanged out with my friends, I felt happy. Like I just wanted to hang out with my friends. It meant quite a bit.
We had no visitation with our own siblings. So what they did, the foster parents, were each week they would take a shift where they would pick us all up, we would visit each other, go swimming with each other, at least have visitation with our siblings, which that was really awesome.
I mean, this is the first place that when the family is going on a vacation, I actually got to go along with them because I was a part of the family. So I went to Oregon and I met all of my mom's family, and they introduced me as their son. So that made me feel very normal.
He made me and my brother felt very welcomed. I felt loved, and I feel like that was the main thing. He really did treat us like part of his family.